So we're going to have 5 energetic startup companies to present now, and I think that will bring the excitement back into the room. And so we've chosen companies that are at different stages of their startup journey. Some of them have raised money, significant amounts of money, or are in the process of doing that. Some of them are literally kind of pre-seed, or they're in the process of looking for those first investors now. And I think you'll learn a little something about how they're thinking about automation in media, how they're thinking about applications of data science in the media across different mediums. So we're going to invite first up Uru, which came out of Cornell Tech. So another great startup story from here in New York, tied to the universities. And I'd like to introduce Bill Marino and Nicholas Thean, who are going to tell you what they get up to. Gentlemen.
Thanks so much, Justin. I'm Bill. This is Nico. We're from Uru, and we use computer vision and AI to amplify your monetization. So, as everyone here knows, creating quality content is contingent on your ability to monetize it, right? And a key component of any monetization strategy today is, or should be, video and images. Besides earning you higher CPMs, they're dominating mobile and dominating social. But, as everyone here also probably knows, video and image monetization is just simply not where it should be, right? There's still little data about what's inside images and videos, how monetizable that stuff is, and programmatic advertising revenue is really suffering from lots of thorns, everything from bad user experience to bots and brand safety. Native sidesteps some of those thorns, but just doesn't result in scalable recurring revenue. Luckily, we at Uru, I think I got a press for the GIF, yes. We at Uru are experts in the technologies that we feel can help video and image monetization evolve. These are things like computer vision, machine learning, and augmented reality. We tap these technologies to create a proprietary data-driven software that, first of all, mines video and images for monetization opportunities, and then in some cases automatically activates those opportunities. Let me break that down a little bit for you. So given an input, any visual content, let's say this spectacular peanut butter cookie recipe video, what we're going to do first is we're going to identify the objects and themes inside of that video. Not just any objects and themes, though. We're going to sift for the ones that are most monetizable, that will lead to the most lucrative advertising and e-commerce opportunities given our custom data sets and algorithm. This works in the reverse direction, by the way. We can also flag or penalize those objects and themes that make your content harder to monetize, essentially helping you audit and improve brand safety. Obviously very timely. Besides identifying the objects and themes inside the video, we're going to also scan for monetization opportunities inside and outside the video. For example, we're going to look for 3D, sorry, one second. There we go. We're going to look for spaces inside the 3D geometry of the video that can artfully host brands. We're also going to look for moments inside the video. Those can be breaks in the story that the video tells that can artfully host a brand interstitial message, something like a Facebook mid-roll, for example, if your company is looking at that. And then this is a really cool part. What we can do is automatically activate those opportunities in some cases, using everything we learned about the video to instantly pull in appropriate brand assets or ads. You can see here how we activate these moments. And this is really cool. Those spaces that we talked about before, we can activate them like this. Very cool. We'll also look at the video to tee up the most monetizable advertising opportunities around it on the same page. Same goes for product listings and other e-commerce opportunities, as well as sponsored links. And if you ping us back with feedback about how your users are interacting with our predictions, for example, drop-off rates, we can feed that back to our machine learning models and get better and better at optimizing for your particular audience and how it should be monetized. So if this sounds appealing, I'm going to hand it off to Nico now, who's going to tell you a little bit more about how your company can actually tap into Uru.
So our entire technology stack is deployed over SaaS and API. And the API is a great solution for video platforms and large publishers with their own CMS. The SaaS is a great solution for smaller publishers, ad agencies, and brands' social media teams. We're a team of 5. We share 7 advanced degrees in engineering amongst us. And we're backed by great folks at Cornell Tech, where this technology was born, BetaWorks, Rough Draft, and Notation Capital. We're using computer vision and AI to increase your monetization. We're Uru.
Right on time.
I'm going to welcome to the stage Mohammed Atallah, and Mohammed is at Agalo. He's the CTO and co-founder there. And Agalo actually presented to this audience when they were just starting. They were literally, I think, just months old, out of Columbia University, at the very first version of our Personalization Palooza event hosted at Hearst, and this was 3 years ago. They've made a lot of strides, and Mohammed's going to tell you what they do with their summarization technology.
Thanks, Justin. Hi, everyone. Very happy to be here again today. So my name is Mohammed Atallah. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Agolo. And at Agolo, we fight information overload using artificial intelligence. We started the company when I was doing my PhD at Columbia University in natural language processing. And this is where I met my co-founder and CEO, Sage Wans. And Columbia was actually our very first investor. Just closed our funding round from very great lineup of investors. And I'm here to talk about this. We are all familiar of this situation. Every day we face it. Think about the number of news articles, research, newsletters, blog and social media posts that you have to read. And the list grows. The problem is our capacity as humans is very limited. And it's an efficiency problem because if we have all the time we need, we can go over all that information, but we don't. And it highly resonates with me what Francesco said before about automation and how you are trying to free valuable humans that do great work in taking decisions from just searching information and trying to summarizing it. At Agolo, we provide you a solution in 3 steps. Scan, organize, and summarize. It's our mantra. We have it in our office. We have it on our business cards and even laptop stickers. Scan is a smart layer of information retrieval that understands what are you looking for and finds that information for you, whether in public data sets like news or public research, or private in your corporates. Organize is a layer of machine learning that understands what these documents are talking about and contextually group them together to form a story. So it's connecting the data. And summarize is the final step. It's the ability to read and write content on a large scale. It's a pillar of human intelligence as much as machine intelligence. So instead of you going over 10 documents, you can just read our summaries. And the system is actually very smart. This is one of the very early use cases that we worked on, where as soon as news breaks out, you will have it covered by multiple places. They're like sharing the main points, but maybe different ounces here and there. And instead of you going over all these documents, you can get updates to the summary as the story evolves. And if you are interested, you can dig deeper and go read the original content, of course. And the system scales with a high number of resources. So this is actually real work with an asset management here in New York City, where they started using our system to track the news about S&P 500 from 4 sources, 4 times more than what they handled before. And soon after, they bumped these sources to 6,000 sources, tracking around 1,600 companies, way beyond any team of research analysts can tackle. And the goal is by the end of this quarter is to use our system to track every public company. This is another work we did with a consultancy where right after the Tesla's earning report was out, they shipped us all the research they did and the news around Tesla. And we organized that for them using our organized layer, which is like the machine learning clustering layer. And on top of each story, we provided them with an executive summary about the main ideas that cluster of documents talks about. And we measured this against them. What would have taken them 35 hours of work, we just did in less than 11 seconds. We actually see this as the future of information understanding. It's a new technology that can read and understand text, so can give you a precise yet informative summaries. And instead of you going through all the documents that you need to read daily, we can do this for you automatically. If anyone is interested in a demo, I'd love to get in touch. My email is mohammed@agolo.com, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohammed. And by the way, I should mention these companies, I'm hoping they're all sticking around for a cocktail later tonight, so they'll be around to hear from or to answer your questions in Overdrink. Next, I'm going to introduce Joe Ellis. Joe is the CEO and co-founder of a company you heard about earlier. You remember when Shifu was talking about a couple of the companies that had spun out of his lab? He mentioned VidRover. And so VidRover is a team that went through actually NYC Media Lab's Combine program. So we're very proud of them as well. And they've just completed Techstars. And Joe's going to tell you about VidRover.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Hi, my name is Joe Ellis, and I am the CEO of VidRover, the enterprise video search solution. So I imagine all day you've been looking at graphs like this. Video content is exploding. More people are watching video than ever before. Video is absolutely the future, but we all know that. So let's just go directly into why I think what we're doing is an intelligent way of making sense of all this video content. Most algorithms treat the frame, text, and audio all separately, processing each without knowledge of the other. Our system actually fuses all of these modalities together to provide more granular information extraction in specific enterprise-constrained domains. And we're applying this technology first to help solve the problems that media companies are having generate revenue from their large video collections. So I can show you there's 3 particular value propositions that the media companies that are working with us today are achieving. First, we're able to eliminate that costly manual tagging of videos which your content creators, producers, and editors absolutely despise. Second, using our internal publication tools, you're able to publish more relevant video content across all of your digital owned and operated sites. And third, we are able to increase video engagement through granular video search. First, now I'll show you actually how a company like Forbes is leveraging the VidRover solution. So we integrate directly with third-party video content management players. You can just add your account credentials directly into our platform, and instantly your entire video library is in the VidRover system without any type of engineering work on your end. Once the videos are in our system, our algorithms actually go to work.
What would you say your professional?
Like I said, we actually combine all of these modalities together to understand exactly what's appearing in the video at each particular point in time. I'll let it play for a little bit, but you'll be able to see things like where we are able to correlate text on screen to help us automatically name people that we may not be able to name otherwise. So we're able to actually fuse all of these things to provide really granular, time-stamped, important metadata at each particular point in the video. And that's how humans watch video. So why shouldn't machines do exactly the same thing? But not only are we telling you what's in the videos, we're actually building the search solutions that allow you to monetize on this content. For example, with our editor search tools, producers, content creators, publishers, anyone can actually go through their entire video collection and simply search based on the content that they're writing. We'll bring all of the videos that are relevant to this particular piece of publication directly to your editor, whether that's a clip or full-length video, and you can embed directly into your site. So never publish a piece of content without the most relevant video in your collection again. That's one of our main goals. And finally, we're also enabling a white label search solution that allows users to index and go through your entire video collection. For example, we can show you things about Susan Rice and wiretapping, go to the actual video and show you the clips of Susan Rice appearing, or go through the visual content as well. Things like North Korea missile launch, we'll actually find the videos that are related, people that are appearing across this entire data set, and the actual content related to that missile launch. Allow users, this is increasing engagement and video views through our granular video search solutions. Cool. Finally, we are already deployed at multiple major media companies and have generated over $100,000 in revenue since we launched late last year. We're currently backed by Techstars, Publicis Group, Rough Draft Ventures Dorm Room Fund, and the National Science Foundation Small Business Innovation and Research Grant Program. We have a very simple product offering and solution. First, our business model is simply based on the amount of video that you send to us. We charge you on a per hour of video process model, so send video to the solution. We'll actually send that metadata back into your internal content management solutions so that you can leverage it there. And we have a flat fee for leveraging our both internal and external search interfaces. Cool. Dan and I, who I started the company with and is our CTO, met at Columbia University while we were National Science Foundation graduate research fellows pursuing our PhDs. I was one of Shifu Chang's students, who you did meet earlier today. We have experience at companies like IBM, Google, and NASA. So that's VidRover. And one thing that I want to stress is not only is this a tremendous opportunity to monetize your video collections, but I believe it's very important to make the videos in your content and collections completely searchable. Video consumption today, the way it's built online, isn't making us all smarter, and that's incredibly dangerous. With this type of granular search solution, I believe we can really improve society and help the way that people understand particular topics, news items, and digital-first content. So thank you very much. Oh, 3 things. 1, system's ready to go. So please, if you're interested in granular video search solutions, come and chat with me. You can have all of that. 2, we finished Techstars 2 weeks ago, and we are actively raising a seed round. If there's any investors in the room, I'd love to speak with you and can be reached at contact@vidrover.com. And 3, this is the most fun, we're hiring. If you're a computer vision scientist, generalist software engineer, or a designer, please reach out to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, next up, we've got Lisa Burton, who's co-founder and chief data scientist, and her colleague Mike Sorgenfrey, who's co-founder at AdMass, and they're going to tell you a little bit about AdMass.
Looks like they're setting up a bit here. Just want to say thank you very much to the organizers. We're really excited to be included in this event, and the talks today have been great. So I am Lisa Burton, Chief Data Scientist, Mike Sorgenfrey, CEO, and we're the founders of AdMass. At AdMass, we help brands create their custom network of advocates. And with those advocates, they create and distribute content on behalf of the brands. What we do is at the intersection of machine learning and social media. I'm really excited to be at a data event, so we're actually going to dive right into the data of social media. It's a little bit of an interesting environment, so for better or for worse, it's where people say everything about what they're thinking or doing or feeling, what they're wearing, what they're eating and drinking. But this is actually a data scientist's dream, right? We get many great signals from this so that we can understand those individuals online. So let's look at an Instagram post. This is a pretty typical post. What you'll see first and foremost is the photo. So from the image, we're able to get a lot of rich information that helps us connect those advocates with specific brands. Some of the earlier talks today talked about object recognition. From this photo, we would be able to see things like sandals, glasses, bag. Beyond that, we can look at her connections. We can see who she influences and also who she's following, who influences her. Among that audience that she's engaging with, we can look at the demographic information, and we can look at who is engaging with a specific post. And that brings us to a number of different points of text data that we can look at. So specifically caption, comments, bio. And what's interesting here is that social media has its sort of own language. So let's look at a comment. Here we have looking so adorable. We can all agree on what that means. And then it's followed by kissy face emoji, chick, chick, unicorn. So that may mean something very different when I use it than when Mike uses it or one of you guys. What's great is that machine learning takes the mystery out of it for us. We're able to detect if one of these emojis is actually a predictive signal and helping us understand that match between a brand and an advocate. We see some other challenges, for example, intentional misspellings. So in this case, they actually have a slightly different connotation of the word when they're misspelled in a certain way. Then we have pretty straightforward comments. So from here, we can tell that these two people think it is a cute romper. This is pretty boring, but I actually love these comments because it makes my job really easy. Even better is when people tag the brands directly in a caption. We can also look at hashtags that are related to specific brands. And the list goes on from what we can mine from social media. We can tell someone's birthday, graduation, if they ran a marathon, etc. When we get really excited is when we actually combine it with brand data. So this is data on customers, lifetime value, recency, frequency. This is where it gets interesting. When we started to work with brands, we learned the incredible amount of data that they had, but we saw that they weren't able to take action on it. It's very siloed in these different areas, and many times it's actually aggregated among a pretty large group, and it's very difficult to do anything on the individual level.
So this is where AdMass comes in. To help a brand build a custom network of advocates, we need to know who these individuals are on social media. So we can start with brand data, and then from all the information that we're able to glean from the social media posts, we can understand who their customers, who their prospects, who their engagers, and even who their customers are online. From here, we connect the dots so that we can see who's influencing them, as well as who's the best person to reach these individuals. But this isn't just big data, this is actionable data, centralized and organized into one platform. And what we've seen is that it works. So our approach, on average, produces about 3 times more content, and each piece of content is roughly 4 times more engaging. And the overall process is about 12 times more efficient than influencer marketing. So the next time Adidas wants to reach millennials in urban areas, we're able to tell them what content works best. It's product focused, and it shows everyday use. So from there, we identify the right advocates, and then our campaign tool takes over, and we're able to report on every single piece of content to see which one was most effective. So this is advocate marketing, not influencer marketing. And we're AdMass. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. So next up and last up in this particular segment is Amper Music, and this is Drew Silverstein. Drew, I met, he was coming out of Columbia, coming out of the business school there, and he showed me his prototype, and I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. And he's gone very quickly from where he was at his early stage to now, I think has just raised another round, and with 2 Sigma in particular, who's going to be on the next segment. So Drew, come on out and tell us about Amper Music and what you're doing to automate music production.
Fantastic. Hi, everyone. My name is Drew Silverstein. As Justin mentioned, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Amper Music. Amper is an artificial intelligence composer, performer, and producer that allows anyone to create unique music tailored to their content in a matter of seconds. My partners and I founded Amper 3 years ago with the belief that the future of music would be created through the collaboration between humans and AI. And we wanted this collaborative process to propel the creative process forward in an enhancing way, in an additive way. And so we said, can we teach computers to be intrinsically creative? Can we enable creative relationships between humans and machines? And ultimately, can we combine high-level artistry with groundbreaking technology to enable anyone to create unique professional music for their content in a matter of seconds? And so I'd love to show you Amper. So Amper is a web app, accessible from our creative brain in the cloud. And we ask anyone to share 3 pieces of information with us: the style of music we want to create, the mood we're going to convey, and the length of music. And in a matter of seconds, note by note, Amper will create a unique piece of music that sounds something like this. Now, what's great is the creative process is collaborative, and so Amper is as well. You can give feedback to Amper. You can say, Amper, this was great, but let's iterate together. Let's add some energy to the piece of music. Let's reorchestrate the instrumentation. Let's change the tempo of the music. And Amper says, okay, I'll take that feedback as if we're sitting in a room together, reworks it, and makes something like this. And so note by note, we created this piece of music from scratch. No licensed material, no loops. Amper made this following my inspiration. This is a longer demo if we have more time, but we're limited, so we're going to cut this off right here and go back to the PowerPoint deck if we can, please. Thank you. My team and I are former Hollywood actors and producers on some of Hollywood's highest grossing and most popular films, TV shows, and video games of the last several years. And our team is comprised of leading academics, industry experts, technologists, researchers, and designers who ultimately allow us to combine really deep industry experience and academic know-how to create a technology that for decades was thought impossible to make. Now, today, users around the world use Amper to power the music behind their content, whether they're professionals or prosumers, ad agencies, media companies, news organizations, students. Everyone uses Amper where they might otherwise use stock music. And they use it for a few reasons. One, we replace search. So if you're used to searching through lists of canned music for hours, we're able to say, don't do that anymore. Let us create the perfect piece of music for you, customized to every piece of content that you create in a matter of seconds. Secondly, we solve music licensing. Because we create every piece of music from scratch, we're able to give every user of Amper a global, royalty-free, and perpetual license to every piece of content they create on Amper. So if you're used to the legal and financial issues that plague creators in terms of the licensing of music behind them, we've just erased that. And then from there, whether it be the reignition of creativity into the content creation process, the massive scalability of our technology, which is also available via API that integrates directly in content creation software and distribution platforms, we've seen users around the globe use and love Amper today. As we grow, Amper is going to power all of the world's music, whether it be functional music, valued for its use case, where Amper works with content creators as an end-to-end solution to create the music behind their content, or whether it be artistic music, which is valued for the collaboration and the creation that goes into music, when Amper can work with composers, musicians, and artists as a collaborative tool to help further their existing creativity. Amper touches every single piece of music created around the world. And so in that way, we believe the future of music will be created through the collaboration between humans and artificial intelligence, between humans and Amper. And as we continue on this journey, we're excited to share it with you today. I invite you all to go to ampermusic.com to experience it for yourself and look forward to seeing you afterwards to answer your questions. Thank you.